Hey everybody, thanks for coming to the call today. Let's talk about how to make passive income, true passive income. Welcome to our Wednesday call, everyone. We are going to start by listening to our consultant, Mr. Michael Sailors, and get some tutelage from him. And then we'll hear from wonderful Windell.
I know wealthy people. They own 16 estates on the Eastern Shore, and they live in two of them. Like, why do they buy them? They land banking. What does that mean? Well, the guy makes a lot of money every year, and he doesn't want to put it in a savings account, so he goes and he just buys a cool piece of property, and he buys another one. Well, okay, it sounds good, but here's the problem. The guy buys up the beautiful pieces of property, so you can't afford it. And if the rich guy wasn't buying up all the beautiful houses, they would cost half as much. So here's what happens. Some rich dude has 27 houses that are empty. You don't have a beautiful house. You have a family. Your kids, your dog could use the beautiful house. The rich dude doesn't even want the house. He just wants a long-term capital preservation strategy, right? And so that's a perverse incentive and a distorted economy. That's broken money. That's because the rich dude is using an estate on the Eastern Shore of Maryland as a piggy bank.
Well, that was a really cool video, I think, about why we're doing what we're doing. Okay. All right. You got any comments there, Windell?
I mean, he nailed it on the head. It's what it is. You can go that route and help everybody else just getting property and want you to come around it. Or again, we're going to show people today a faster, better way to achieve what your goals are. Now, we're not saying not to do real estate like it's a terrible thing, but when we show you the comparisons, there's really, I mean, you got to make up your own mind, but my mind's made up. I know because my wife wanted to get into real estate and all this other stuff, buy like neighborhoods and houses down the road. I'm like, yeah, it sounds like a headache to me. And then we find out about this back in August, and divert, detour. We went the other way as fast as we could. So, yeah, I think what he said is very valid. I'm going to share my screen. Let's see, share. Hey, Eddie, if you're on here, if that's you calling me, buddy, I'm about to be doing the Zoom. He did reply. He said it's me, Eddie, from back in the day. But I just checked and said, is this Eddie? And my phone started ringing. So I don't know if that was him or not. Somebody like, who's this? All right, can you guys see the screen?
Sure can.
Okay, so let's start this off. Let's get right into the thick of this thing. And for those who do not know, you want to keep inviting people. There's 55 people, 56 people on here. Every 25 people, our wonderful leader, Jan, gives away some USDT to your account so you can grow and get more bit boosters. So if you're on here and you didn't know that, you might want to text and call some more people or say, hey, are you getting on? Let them know that they literally give away USDT on these calls. So just my 2 cents on that. All right. On the screen, because for some people, some reason, people still think when they save in dollars, get paid in dollars, invest with dollars, get returns in dollars, dollars. I've said, let's see if we can help paint a better picture. If you are receiving IRAs or income from your business or your job, or you sell a house, you're getting paid in dollars. All those are dollars. No matter what avenue you go through, stock market, dividends, all of those equal dollars. We're going to show you here in a minute why dollars, what they really do, not maybe what you're thinking, but I want to make it real clear from jump. See that? Backward flat rate inflation calculator. So if you had $100,000 coming in, or you make $100,000 a year, please understand 3%. Yeah, right. It's a lot higher than that. But let's pretend it's only 3%. 5 years, not 50, not 1,000, just 5 years from right now, as you're being paid in the worthless receipt, banknote, dollar only goes in one direction down, as you're being paid in that. Yeah, look at this. What does that say? $100,000 now is equal to $86,260.88 of purchasing power 5 years. Now, this says a go, but you can do it going forward. Whatever you make today and receive in dollars will have less value. Guaranteed. I hate that word, but it applies here. Guaranteed, you're going to have less buying power going forward. No doubt about it. No ifs, ands, or buts. We'll show you a chart here in a minute to prove it. But there you go. No matter what number I type in here, No matter what number I'm typing in here. You sold a house and you made $45,000 today. Calculate. Yeah, 5 years from now, it's going to be about $38,000 in purchasing power, or your savings account. Whatever you're doing, if it's in dollars, we know for sure you're in trouble, I'm in trouble if we continue to only do that. Now, I'm not saying get rid of all your dollars. We have decided to take some of our worthless dead dollars, put them where they can actually grow, or at least hold value. So let's jump into this. Hope that's a good start. So here's what you want to be doing. This is a presentation I'm working on. We're going to skip some of the slides because I want to focus on the BitHarvest, these bit boosters, Bitcoin. Why? This is the line of your life in the wrong. You see it's red. It's going up, ticking up, ticking up. You want this blue line, passive residual income, to come into your life, grow really, really fast, and pass that point and keep going really, really fast to outperform this line that's steadily ticking up. Your bills, your cost of living, all that expenses, you want to surpass that as quick as possible. Passive residual income is the way to do that. Now I'm going to skip past this slide. We don't need that one. This is here's the one I want to get to. Check this out. Look at the date. Almost a year, almost what's that? 2013? 9 years, 11 years. 11 years ago, Michael Saylor was talking some crazy foolishness. Look what he was saying. Bitcoin's days are numbered. It seems like just a matter of time before it suffers the same fate as online gambling. That's Michael Saylor, y'all. 11 years ago, talking pure nonsense. Then he went and got an education. He went and learned some stuff about Bitcoin. We'll see what his thoughts are later on in the call. Larry Fink, CEO of BlackRock. Look, we're talking about millionaires, billionaires. We're not talking about me and you. We're talking about the big boys, okay? BlackRock, 13 trillion in asset management, admits he was wrong. I wonder what he was wrong about. Oh, yeah, that's right. Bitcoin. BlackRock Bitcoin ETF hit 50 billion in assets in record time. The most successful ETF launch ever. Not in crypto, not in commodities, not in 2024, ever. Okay. Look at it. That is now president, again, Donald Trump. Before he took office, on his campaign trail, he went to the New York City Bitcoin bar, and there's a video I would say watch it, or next time, if I remember, I'll play it. It's only a minute and change, I think. He's literally purchasing food or beer or something in this bar with his Bitcoin on his phone. They're helping him, of course. I wonder if Bitcoin's a good idea now. Top 10 assets. Number one. And still, number one, thousands of years of history to prove no matter what they do, gold and silver works. Number one is gold. Then there's a few companies. Number 7 is silver. And then number 10, a few more companies. And then look at the bottom of the screen. Bitcoin's 15 years old, and it's in the top 10 assets, period. Really? Okay. That was in September. Let's check out last month. Oh, did anything change? Yeah. Bitcoin's climbing. It done passed up silver. The second only money on the planet Earth, gold and silver. That's it. There's no other money on the planet. There's a lot of currencies, but there's no other money but gold and silver. Bitcoin, I'm pretty sure this is the first currency to never go back to zero. Every currency ever created always goes to zero. I'm pretty sure Bitcoin is not going the way of the flowers and the leaves and the rocks and the beads and the fish and the dollar, the pound, the yen, the euro, all this currency. Bitcoin is a currency, but yeah, I don't think this is going to zero. We'll show you why. There's your dollar. This is why what you're being paid in, what your returns come in, your income, whatever you're doing is a really bad idea to only have this. Not financial advice, just my opinion. You can use this, and make it go to work for you. We'll show you that. Here's Bitcoin. Yeah, 15 years, started in 2009. You can't see it on the screen here, but there it is. 4 years later, 4 years later. I wonder what's going to happen in the next 4 years. Again, it's not, I'm not saying this. I'm not making this up. You're not saying it. The numbers don't lie. People do, and they over exaggerate. Here's another example. We're going to make this foundation really thick for everyone on this Zoom to understand why we're looking at Bitcoin, why we're getting Bitcoin. But we found, I believe, personal opinion, not financial advice, the best way to get Bitcoin. That's what I think we found. And we're showing you the foundation of why. So here you can see Bitcoin's going up. The amount of Bitcoin being produced, however, is going down every 4 years. Supply going down every 4 years for another 120 something years to go. And demand, billions of people who still don't even know Bitcoin is a thing, is going higher. Every time more come in, it's going higher. Every time more comes in, the demand is going down. This is a perfect recipe for success. Supply is going down for sure every 4 years, being cut in what's called a halving. So however much they're producing gets cut in half, and more people, more companies, and so on are adding in. Key takeaways: Bitcoin halving event occurs about every 4 years, and the mining is cutting half. Halving reduces the rate at which new coins are created, making available the amount of a new supply. Bitcoin last halving was April 19th this year. Okay, April 19th of this year was the last halving, and resulting in a block reward, meaning Bitcoin's coming out fresh new Bitcoin, of only 3.125 Bitcoin. Do y'all know in 4 years it's going to get cut in half again? And there's going to be more people, more companies, more institutions, more affluent coming to check it out. Do we realize that's what's going on? The final halving is expected to be in 2140. That's over 100 plus years from now. Supply and demand. And the maximum circulating Bitcoins will have been fulfilled at 21 million for the whole world. Billions of people, only millions have it. Billions still don't. Oh my goodness. Now check this out. The dollar only goes in one direction. You ain't got to take my word for it. Look at the numbers. In 98, you could fill the whole shopping cart with about 20 bucks. 2005, less. 2014, even less. 2021, it's dust. There's dust in there. It's 2024. You can barely get anything for $20. I went to the grocery store the other day. I think we picked up 6 items. It was $43. They all fit in one bag with room in the bag. I'm 50, so I know if I had took $43 and went in the grocery store just 25 years ago, I'd have a full cart of our groceries. They wouldn't have fit in no one bag. No way. Now check out Bitcoin, the other currency, the best currency ever created in the history of man. Check it out. 2012, 3 years after it was created, 1 Bitcoin, couple of items in the grocery store. 2013, a lot more. 2014, oh my, there's overflow. And by 2021, you can go buy a Tesla truck. And today's price, you can buy a Tesla truck and a vehicle because it's that much higher today at $100,000 per Bitcoin. Now, this is the abbreviated version. You guys can watch the other recording. You'll see this. The whole thing. I did each year. 2016, a medium valued house in America was about $288,000. $288,000. So if the dollar was going up, this number would go lower. It would cost less going forward to get the same house. But at that same time, it would have took about 664 Bitcoins to get that same house. I'm going to jump to 2024, where we are right now, 8 years later. Let's see what happens. Walter, is it just me, or did the housing price almost double, meaning the dollar has lost almost 50% of its value, and Bitcoin went in the complete 180% different direction, heading up? It only takes 6.
Yeah, that's what it looks like to me too. Prices of houses are going up, and the price of Bitcoin to the price of the house is going down because it's being more effective.
It's the #1 currency ever created. This is doing what real money does. Holds value or goes higher. Real money don't lose and go down. You just got to understand what you're looking at. So here's another one that blows my mind. Huh. In 2022, we talking about 2 years ago, Bitcoin was doing 8.2 trillion in transactions. Visa is old as dirt. It's only doing 6 trillion back then, and MasterCard is just as old, and they only do 2.5. Numbers don't lie. The foundation is being laid. We're gonna build a house. We're gonna show you the tool we found, but we gotta lay this foundation first to get all these questions, all these ifs, ands, or buts out of people's minds of why should you get Bitcoin. In our opinion, not financial advice. Do what you do. If you don't know the story, here's a quick recap. In 2009, when Bitcoin started up, didn't have a value until Marty, a computer science student, went online and sold 5,050 of his Bitcoins for $5.02. That gave Bitcoin a value of 0.0009. A fraction of a penny was the cost or the equivalent of, or the value attached to Bitcoin. That transaction was done on PayPal. Fast forward to this year, August, just a few months ago. Bitcoin's high was 73,000 and change. By August, it dropped down to 58,000 and change. You should hear the people, oh my God, I told you, the crash, it's over. Y'all got suckered, blah, 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 blah. And guess what? Today, Bitcoin is $100,000. Just a few months later. It doesn't crash. It only goes on sale. When shirts are on sale, isn't it funny how we buy those? And be real happy too. When a car that you've been eyeballing for months or weeks, maybe even a year or more, goes on sale, we get all giddy, butterflies, all like little girls giggling and carrying on. How come when Bitcoin, the number one currency that only goes in one direction, not my saying, look at the chart, we just showed it to you, it's only going up because of supply and demand, and we don't get it then? Well, thank goodness, what we're about to show you guys, it doesn't matter if Bitcoin's going up, down, or staying the same. Completely irrelevant. We get paid in it every day. Kathy Woods, last year, she said she believed because of all these ETFs and the adoption by the big boys and all this stuff, Bitcoin was going to be about a 1.5 million by 2030. Kathy Woods, go look her up. ARK Investment Management, the CEO and Chief Investment Officer. Go look her up. This year, July, just months later, this year, July, she changed her prediction because of all that activity that started going bananas. 3.8 million. She believes a 5,837% surge by 2030 now. For one Bitcoin. Bitcoin is on sale still, even at 100,000. That's a long way from a million plus. Not financial advice. I'm just saying the numbers are telling you. Well, who else is in crypto? Is it just me and Walter and a few of us on this call for the guests that are on here? Is it just us and y'all are just here to find out? Is this? No, it's not just us. Look, take a screenshot. There you go. We got the affluent, the Mike Tysons, the Gwyneth Paltrows, the Serena Williams, Snoop Dogg's. We got the billionaires, the Elon Musk, the Winklevoss twins, Cameron and Tyler, Michael Saylor. Remember that guy we showed in 2013 talking junk? He now has it in his company's balance sheet and it's up like 40x's by adding Bitcoin. He now owns over 400,000 Bitcoins in his company. I think his mind changed. Those are all billionaires in the middle. And over here, some of the financial institutions, Allied Bank, Fidelity, BlackRock, and the list goes on and on. We'll show you some more. What about the athletes? Because some people like to follow athletes. They're like they're influencers and they do what they do. Well, look what the athletes are doing. Take a screenshot. They're requesting their income be given to them in Bitcoin. Most famous one I could find is Russell. I messed his name up, but Russell. His last year in the NFL, he asked for the Carolina Panthers to pay him half of his 13 million in Bitcoin. 13 million, 6.5 million. Back when he did this in 2020, when everybody was joking him, thought he was crazy, all this nonsense. He wound up with 250 Bitcoins was the calculation. I forget I don't remember how much it was, but today that's over 24 million plus from 6.5 million because he turned worthless dollars into the #1 currency ever created. Odell Beckham, look, his name's up here. He did it too. And then down here, Aaron Rodgers. If you even watch football, or maybe you don't even watch it, you know who Aaron Rodgers is. They're coming from everywhere. Soccer, football, it's basketball. It's every. Why wouldn't anybody do this? I don't know. Here's some names that we can help you with that have put, y'all see these, right? Billions. The Franklin Templetons, the Wisdom Tree, Grayscale. I always mess that one up. Not going to say it. Invesco, Bitwise, 21 shares, BlackRock. Great. I mean, the list goes on and on at this point. They're coming and they're throwing in real amounts into this thing. Who else? Oh, governments. Let's not forget them. This ain't the only ones. There's a lot more than this now, but there's some of the top ones right there. Okay. So let's jump back. Remember, that's what you can use now. That's going in the wrong direction to get things that what we can see are going in the opposite direction. So let's change slides and let's give you guys, and thank you all for letting me do that. Now let's get to the part of the presentation. Let's build a house. I just laid the financial foundation of why Bitcoin. I did. I laid it down there. You can all see it. It's right there on the screen. Well, it was. Now, BitHarvest is the company that's allowing us to get Bitcoin to the people faster. Yeah, so just so you guys understand, this is the company that I've selected, others on here have selected to let Bitcoin come to us. We don't buy Bitcoin. We get the device through this company that gives us Bitcoin every single day. About 48 hours after they're turned on. That simple. 48 hours later, boom, they're on. You're getting paid in Bitcoin. Now, this is because when they went, what blows my mind about this slide? BitHarvest was created in March. And I mean this year, March, not years ago, March, months ago. 2 months later, they go to this event in Dubai. Dubai has turned into the hot spot for crypto, and the expos over there, the companies that are coming out and with their innovations and whatnot. This organization, the GCC, they went to this event and won the best cryptocurrency mining service provider in the whole organization 2 months after they opened the door with the Bit Booster device, which is what we're going to show you here in a second. Well, not a second. I'm going to take a few more minutes of that. Keep in mind, this is the #1 financial tool ever created, Bitcoin. This device pays the owners in that. There is their US MSB license. Your Krakens and your Coinbases and these different exchanges have this. Other financial institutions have this license and you're able to do financial matters. We have it. Pull it up, take a screen, do the thing with your phone. Boom. You'll go in there and you can see that. 5-year warranty. Your phone, your iPhone, your Galaxy, your car. I mean, name it. They don't come with 5-year warranties. Like you want a 5-year warranty, you got to pay extra. Flat out. We know that. Well, the Bit Booster comes with a 5-year warranty. That's how confident they are in this product. Something happens to it in 5 years, they just replace it. Within 24 hours, I believe, as soon as they plug it in, 24 hours later, it's going to kick right back on. You might not even know that it broke. Estimated time to recover whatever you paid to get your Bit Boosters. Our personal testimony, it only took 3 months. 95% of that because of what we did and how we decided to take what we make and put it back in to grow it. That's what our choice was. Not financial advice. You do what you want. There's 3 options. We'll get to that. That's your choice. But it only took us 3 months. Already recovered everything we've done. And all we're doing is compound. That's a choice. One choice. It could take 7 months, 8 months. Now, who cares? We're not talking about year, 3 years, 5 years. It takes months. And we got some slides to compare if you want to do some other things that you could put funds into and see how long it takes for that to give you back what you put in and then go beyond. Not only that, if you're in a jurisdiction or area, you have to go back to your tax preparer. I'm not a tax preparer. We don't do any of that. I'm not a tax advisor. None of that. I go back to who does my taxes anytime I do business, and I keep my receipts so I can write those tools that I use in the business off and get a write-off. If that's you, great. Reach out to them. Get back to who invited you. Get back to your tax person to find out if you can write off the bit boosters where you reside. For me, that means we're getting paid with a whole lot of P's, at least 2 times. The write-off and when it pays itself off, that's, oh my goodness. Life's a lot of fun. Total Bitcoin output. March, they opened their doors. By April, they made 10 Bitcoin. By May, they made 50 Bitcoin. By June, they made 100 Bitcoin. Whenever they release the new numbers, I can't wait to see them because that was June. It's December, y'all. I can't wait to see. Logan Lee, one of the founders of BitHarvest, he is literally one of the brains, if you will, the financing that takes to do something like what you guys have seen so far. They now have 3 mining farms that BitHarvest is working with. So the mining farm does the mining, BitHarvest makes the connection. We buy the tool, which is the Bit Booster. We get paid in Bitcoin. We are not mining. We are not doing arbitrage. We are not exchanging. We're not doing any of that. All we do is buy a product like you buy a shirt or a car or a blender or a refrigerator. That's it. You bought the Bit Booster. The Bit Booster makes you Bitcoin. We do not mine. We're not doing any of that. So all these, from what I've seen and heard, and we've seen them on this call, people sending, what about this? Something about this is illegal because of the mining and the all this stuff. We're not doing any of that. These are what's called clickbait. They're here to make you click so they get paid. So please stop sending this stuff to your upline. About, my person found this, or I found this. There's a mine in Texas, in America, Texas, that we're partnered with. Huge mine. There's one in Cambodia that we're partnered with. Huge. There's one in Ethiopia that we're partnered with. And they're going to continue to go to these shows like in different parts of the world, like Dubai and places, to meet other mining farms or connections and let them know what we're doing. Every mining partner we partner with, talking about we, the company, not me. I don't work for the company. I'm independent. But BitHarvest partners with, they have to be licensed with the country, with the government. So all 3 that we are partnered with are licensed with their government. And it's going to be like that going forward. Okay. Some roadmaps, some milestones. This is the one that jumped out at me. April. BitBooster insured by Alliance Bank. The little device that plugs into at home office and makes us Bitcoin is insured by Alliance Bank. You can take a screenshot of this. The other slide that jumped out at me was right here, the NASDAQ. BitHarvest is going through the process to get on the NASDAQ. It's not a very simple, easy process. Walter, you want to speak to that a little bit about the NASDAQ and getting on that thing?
Yeah, sure. It takes a lot of financial acumen to get your books in order to go on to NASDAQ, because no scam ever will get listed on NASDAQ. And so they have to have an outside accountant go through and read your books and make sure that every penny that you earn, every penny that goes out, that everything is in order before you can list onto NASDAQ. And that is really cool because it means that we're not a Ponzi scheme. It means that we're getting the money where we say we are, and people are getting paid how they are getting paid from the funds from the mining operation. And so that is really cool.
So now Walter just threw something in this. We might as well take the poll now. We usually take it later in the call, but there's how many people on here? 78 people. So for anyone that's a guest, watch the chat. Every person on here who has passed the 48 hours, and we just up here lying, we tricking people, we bamboozling people. You're not getting paid, you've never been paid, or you're not getting paid, it stopped something. Anyone on here that is happening to, put a 1 in the chat. I need the guests to pay. Look at the chat. To all the guests, look at the chat. No, notice nothing's happening. Okay, guests, buckle up. Here's the other side of that. Everyone on here who has passed the 48 hours and been getting paid and getting paid every day, you put a 1 in the chat. I'm talking, so I'm gonna just say 1 myself. Look at the chat now. Anybody notice the difference? Chat wasn't moving, chat's jumping. Every person is getting paid from the device as it's supposed to. That's all it does. We're not mining, we're not worried about electric bills and we have to replace the computer because it burned up. No, literally, it comes every day. Matter of fact, it's like 1:42. It's probably already happened for almost everybody around the world. I've noticed it comes around 1:30 to 6 o'clock Eastern time. It's 1:42. So when I get done talking and Walter takes over, I'm going to go roll my funds because that's what I do. 3 options, by the way. You can put everything you make right back in to make it grow and get more machines. Simple. Option 2, you can put some of what you make back in and take some out. That's another option. Option 3, I don't know about all this. I'm just get what I can get and reassess later. And you take everything out that you make. Okay, those are your options. Choose. I made my choice until December 31st. I started in August. I'm just rolling everything. I want to make as many machines out of what I started with, the machines I started with, as I can. And come the new year, I'm going to reassess, and starting January 1, I'm going to decide how much I want to take out and leave some in so it can keep growing. That just makes sense to me. That's just my method. You do what you do for you and your family. You won't hear me right. I'm going to stretch yourself. You can go do it, go get a loan, do whatever you have to do. You will never hear me saying that hype nonsense. I don't talk that. Been doing this too long. I know the game. Okay. Next, I still ain't gonna do this yet. I'm gonna do this with my home team first, and then maybe one day when I'm hosting, I'll come back and touch on that. All right, Walter. Since you gave me the courtesy of enjoying myself with these slides, I will return the favor. I will take the old seed. I'm gonna go the old route, the way we know, and it's been proven, and blah blah blah. And yeah, it's the greatest thing ever. You should do it. Okay. Again, we're not saying not to get real estate, but I think there's a better way, and then you can come back and get real estate later. That's just my personal opinion. So let's compare old seed real estate versus the new seed BitHarvest with these bit boosters. Now, this next click, these next 2 clicks right here, this is where the comparison ends. I'm going to get a property with $100,000. The device is $1,000. You can get in increments of 100 USDT at a time. Any amount you want from there, well, it's only 500,000 machines, and that's it. The new ones, the upgrades, all that sometime next year. I'm not even tomorrow ain't promised. I'm getting as many machines as I can of these right now. That's just me. So Walter, I took 100,000. I got 1 property. What did you do with your 100,000?
I bought 100 machines.
So you got 100 bit boosters working for you, and I got 1 property. Okay, I already see the problem, but here we go.
Yeah.
Here we go. So what usually happens when you have a property? You're gonna have to fix it up at some point. So we're putting more dollars in already. I haven't made a sale, nothing. May have to fix it up. Maybe I got it as is, didn't know about the footer, the foundation, the pipes, whatever. Okay, good Lord, again? Okay, more. I got to put more in. More dollars going in. I'm over 100K now. I noticed Walter's stuff ain't doing nothing yet. Maybe after this next click. What? Okay, I got weeks, months, year maybe before I make a sale, or maybe before I can get someone into the property. Who knows? A tenant. Okay, so wait, okay. Anybody notice a difference here? There's a lot of work going on one side of the screen. Now, if I get a tenant, I'm gonna have to manage them. That can be good or bad. Walter, what in the world are you doing? I'm over here working. What are you doing over there?
Well, I'm making passive income, buddy. $400 a day.
So wait a minute. You're making an estimated $400 from those 100 machines. I got the same $100,000 and I'm out here working and you ain't doing nothing. You getting paid. I ain't got a penny yet.
Yeah, I'm sorry, bud. That's just the way the new money works.
I think the world has changed. Okay, let's keep going. Now my monthly, never mind. My monthly could be three, four, $500, six, $700 estimated. What's your estimated on those 100 machines, Walter?
My estimated daily is about your estimated monthly. My estimated monthly, $12,000.
You ain't had to point that first part out. That's messed up, Walter. That's messed up. So, well, it definitely has to be my yearly six. Okay, you already made more than me in a month, and I made all year. Estimated. So, well, you got to be doing something. I know you signed up with 150 people, and they got like 1,000 people. You got to be doing something to make this kind of income. What's your yearly looking like?
My yearly, $144,000. But I'll
And you
estimate
signed up how many people?
zero. You know what? I bought my machines the one time, and they just keep on paying me. I'm reading books to my grandkids. I'm doing anything else. Doesn't matter. I have not.
So if you turn on the machine, once the machines are turned on, rather you go and tell other people or not, it's not relevant to the numbers we're looking at estimated on this screen.
That's right.
So what happens if you do go tell people and then they get machines?
Well, now I'm making gravy.
So your mashed potatoes got some gravy on them,
That's like, I love mashed potatoes with gravy, man.
but you don't have to. You can eat the mashed potatoes. You don't have to have gravy.
Yeah.
I love this part. Okay, let's shift to opening a business. Here's another thing we thought is the best way to do things and all that. The old seed versus the new. Here's where the comparison ends. I got 50K. I'm gonna open a business plan, get a loan, all that stuff I gotta do, inventory, whatever. What are you doing with your 50?
I bought 50 boosters.
And the comparison ends right there. Here we go. Already. I got monthly costs. What you doing?
Well, I'm making about 200 bucks a day.
So you're estimated making $200 a day. I got estimated cost of $1,000 a month. Yeah, I'm clearly there's a different way today. Okay, my monthly. Okay, I got some income. I'm making about 2 grand. So half is going to monthly. The other half is profit. I know your monthly can't be but so high, right?
You know what? I've got no additional expenses. So my monthly is 6K about.
Jeez, your estimated 6K. I'm over here with 1,000. I'm working my butt off. Yearly income is 12 grand. Hopefully, in the first year, hopefully, you can turn a profit and actually make some income in the first 1 to 3 years. That typically doesn't happen, but hopefully that happens. What you doing in your first year?
About $72,000 a year. That's a nice income, you know? That's a comfortable, nice income.
And how much work are you doing? I can't believe, like I'm working and you over here doing nothing.
Doing nothing. I bought the machines the one time, and that's it. They just pay me now every day.
Now what? But what happens if you do decide to share? Because you don't have to. Again, these numbers are not based on you sharing it. But if you do, and others start getting the machines, what happens again?
I now got gravy and icing on my cake. It's like, holy man.
Hmm. Okay. Last area we're gonna pick on retirement funds, 401ks, Roth, IRAs, bonds, whatever you're doing to remember the video, remember what I showed in the beginning. If you're being paid in dollars, no matter what it is, you are in trouble if that's your only way. No matter which ones, if you got 20 different ways it's coming in, if they all equal the dollar, they all equal loss of buying power. All of them. So let's compare that. 401k, whatever retirement you can think of, old seed versus the new seed. I think we all know how this is going to go, but let's do it anyway. I'm going to take $10,000 a year and deposit it, and I hopefully estimate to make 10% a year. Ooh, boy, if I get 10%, I'm on cloud nine. What you doing over there?
I'm making about 80% a year, it looks like.
On the same 10 grand, you estimated an 80% return. I'm over here estimating 10.
That's the power of compounding, bud.
Well, let's see what happens. Monthly, let's break down that percentage by monthly. That's about $83 a month. How much you doing over there?
About 667. Nice passive income.
Yearly income, 1,000 per year. That means 10%. I get 10%. Woo, I'm smoking, baby. What you doing?
About $8,000 estimated.
So maybe I'm not smoking. I'm just tripping. All right.
You're wishing you were smoking, man.
Yeah, it's a wish because at $1,000 a year, that is not a good return on $10,000. But we have been led to believe it is. Well, after a decade, remember, this is all scenarios of what ifs. After a decade, if the 10% came in every year, I would finally get my $10,000 back. What would you look like over there in 10 years?
$80,000. It only took me 6 to 8 months to get my $1,000 back.
Uh-oh, there it is. Did y'all hear that? The difference is this scenario is not even a possibility. This can't even happen because it doesn't take years to get back what the machine produces because it's paying you in Bitcoin for one. Every time that goes up, you get a pay raise. So it doesn't take years. It takes months for these numbers to correlate. So these numbers are actually really, really, really low, way too low because this happens in months. This is what people are leaning on and hoping. This is not even possible because it's too low. Oh, yeah. What happens if you share this again?
That's simply gravy on top. I don't have to share, but because I love my people, I love my friends, I love my family, I do.
Here's one of our favorite scenarios. I was born in 74. The Corvette, if I wanted a Corvette in 74 versus one in 2024. Again, just to drill home, the dollar's not money. It doesn't hold value. It's not the number one currency ever created for sure. Let's prove that. In 74, a Corvette was about $6,000. If you had about 34 ounces of silver, you could have still got that Corvette, turn it into the worthless dollar, the exchanging, go in, get the car. If you had about 1,200 ounces of silver, you could do the same thing. Trade it in, go get the car. Turn it back to dollars, get the car. Bitcoin was not around, but if it was, it would have took 6.6 million Bitcoin to be able to get that car. Now let's fast forward to today. See, it's red because it's telling you to stop. Stop thinking the dollar is great. The dollar is not great. No currency other than the Bitcoin is great because all of them, the dollar, the pound, the yen, the euro, the ruble, the shekel, the peso, they all go back to zero. Since currency started, every last one will go to zero. The ones around today will do the same, unless they attach to Bitcoin or get gold and silver back to them. That's the only thing that can save them. But outside of that, they go to zero. Check this out. That's 11 times. The dollar's buying power didn't go up 11 times. It went down 11 times. Plus, that's why it takes almost like $70,000 to buy the same car. The technology is better, but no, it's not that much better to justify the value of the dollar slipping that far that it takes 11 plus times the amount to get the same vehicle 50 years later. Had you had gold, look at this. See, this is real money. See that? 34,000 50 years ago to buy a car at $6,000. Today, 25,000. Actually, less than that because gold was 2,400 when I made these slides a couple months ago. Now it's 26, 20. Oh, I think today it cracked back over 2,700 again. So it actually takes less than this.
Hey,
silver.
I want to point out something. So how heavy is 25 ounces of gold to carry around?
Yeah.
Can you carry that around and go to your whatever and buy it? Well, you can. 25 ounces isn't that heavy. But let's say it was 25 bars of gold, just because it was something more expensive that you're buying. Are you going to carry around 25 bars of gold? Like, no.
More likely not, because today you're going to get hit in the head.
Yeah.
Somebody's going to take it. All right. And silver. Look at this. Again, yeah, so you might need another 800 ounces of silver, but that's not even double. It held its value over 50 years. The dollar, you needed 11 plus times more dollars to do the exact same thing. Now, I'll let Walter hit this one because he seems to get a kick out of this. Yep. 6.6 million Bitcoin if they were around in 1974 to buy a Corvette. Today,
1.6 Bitcoins. So get this, 1.6 Bitcoins. That is like awesome. But not only that, how heavy is 1.6 Bitcoins? Can you carry that around? Can you give that to anybody you want?
It's as heavy as your phone because it's on your phone. You don't carry Bitcoins.
Yeah.
The number one currency ever created in the history of man. 6.6 trillion, I mean 6.6 million 50 years ago, if they were around. And actually today, because this again, Bitcoin was around 60 something thousand, 70,000 when I made this slide a few months ago. Now it's 100,000. So it would have took even less, like point something Bitcoin to buy that car today. This is why we know the dollar is not money. Now, if you don't mind or you would like to be paid in Bitcoin, the one that's going up and up and up, would you like to be paid in it every day? You can. The Bit boosters start as low as about 100 USDT. We tell everybody put an extra few dollars with that to cover the fees, but about $100 gets you a share. That's about 30 to 50 cents a day, not in dollars, in Bitcoin. If you want half of a machine, 0.5, that's about 500 USDT, $1.50 to about $2.50 paid to you a day in Bitcoin. No work. You want a whole booster? About a grand, $3 to $5 a day in Bitcoin, not dollars. 10,000 to get you 10 bit boosters, $30 to $50 a day in Bitcoin. 50 boosters will get you $150 to $250 a day in Bitcoin. I know people right now work jobs and make somewhere in that range, working 8 to 12-hour days. 100,000 will get you 100 bit boosters, $300 to $500 a day in Bitcoin, not dollars. And 1 million will get you 1,000 boosters, kicking out about $3,000 to $5,000 a day in Bitcoin, not dollars. That's what is laid out here before us. Walter, what's the young lady? You want to share that young lady's testimony from Singapore?
Yeah. So this, by the way, this young lady from Singapore, she has no team, not a single person on her team. She walks into the store, buys 550 boosters, and she's making 550 boosters, making some really good cash every day. Few.
I can give you the numbers. That's an estimated 250, no, I'm sorry, $2,500 a day, estimated in Bitcoin, 48 hours after they turn the machines on.
Nice. Okay. So she then a month later, goes back into the main office, buys another 1,000 boosters, and then a few weeks ago buys another 1,000 boosters. She's making some really nice coin every day.
And Walter skipped one more booster. The other purchase she did was another 1,000. So we're talking a total of 3,500 boosters, $3.5 million at risk. She's making an estimated $14,000 a day. Estimated. It could be lower or higher based on Bitcoin and the algorithms that produce for it, but it's somewhere in that range per day. Yeah. Okay. Maybe you want to get a pay raise. Maybe you don't want to wait for your boss. You don't want to wait for, fill out the paperwork and do the yearly pay raise, all the other stuff. You want to get a pay raise when you want to. Okay. Well, here you can do that. Just get more boosters. If you want a $4 a day in Bitcoin pay raise, get another booster. If you want $100 a day in Bitcoin, a pay raise, like every day after that, get 25 more boosters. You want or need another $400 a day, get 100 more boosters and be paid an estimated $400, $100, $4, $20, whatever. Estimated, you figure that out and you can give yourself a pay raise anytime you want in Bitcoin, not dollars.
Passive income.
There you go. And now this right, one seed can create an orchard worth millions. What does that mean? Well, some people only have $100 or so to start. They're going to make 30 to 50 cents a day. Some people might have a bigger seed. Doesn't matter the size of your seed, it's just planting the seed so it can grow. They might make $30 to $50 a day to start. But if they started with a seed and then they decide to either A, put it all back in and compound and grow the crap out of it like I'm doing, or B, they decide to take some of it out and put some back in so it'll continue to grow at a slower rate. Remember, option 3, you can just take everything as it's available and just pull it out. That's another option. But if you take option A or B, here's what can happen to you. You can make hundreds to thousands per day, per week, per month. If you did that and kept doing that all or some back in, that can grow to produce potentially thousands to tens of thousands per day, per week, per month. If you keep doing this, it could turn into tens of thousands to hundreds of thousands per week, per month, per year. And if you keep doing that, it can literally turn into hundreds of thousands to millions per week, per month, per year. You have to choose what works for you. Are we actually solving financial problems? This is our family's testimony. We do these every week. On Monday, I update. So this is from the numbers from Monday. We have other streams of income. We love passive income anyway. Not anyway we can get it, but we found ways to get it. Gas stations pay us because we tell people where to get gas and we get paid. We get a little bit of Bitcoin on a free system. We get paid in BitHarvest right here with the Bit Boosters. That was 15 weeks ago. When my wife did 100, I did 100. About $5.60 a week. All these are weekly numbers. The way we pass stores, we get paid, savings on our little bills, savings on our big bills, savings on our streaming, savings when we get gold and silver, real money. And then you add that up, it's about $134 a week. That's not huge. It ain't terrible. Do that times 4. It's not bad. Doing no work. But wait a minute. Since we added those bit boosters, look at the number now. From $5.60 to over $1,300 so far and counting, because we get pay raised every single day with our pay, and then we compound it by putting it back in. So this number goes up every day. This was the number on Monday. It's Wednesday. It's up. Add all these up. Look at the number now for the week. My wife has been at her job for 26 years. We surpassed her income in week 8 of doing what we're doing. But this number does not count any commission. I'm not talking about who we shared it with and we get a little bit of their machine. That number has nothing to do with that. This is what we have done with the machines that we have, an estimated amount. Okay? Her income in 8 weeks, we caught it, tied it up. She got her yearly pay raise for the year. And 1 week later, week 9, we still passed it. She went back up ahead a little bit. By the end of the week, that week's pay took us past her income. So in 9 weeks, we passed her income, including her pay raise for the year. Now we're up a total of 133% on her pay, on her income, passive residual. And then this is my favorite number on the slide, because that right there, 15 weeks later, turns into this. That's the result. We're up 1,197% on our passive income in 15 weeks. Not years, weeks. She has never gotten 100% pay raise, 20 or 30 or 50% pay raise in her entire 26 years. It took us weeks to catch her income and then blow past it. It took weeks to go from that to this. If you share it, it'll go even faster. It doesn't matter what we're making. I don't teach so much about, oh, you got to go do. Okay, I'm about to train everybody. Buckle up, get your pens and paper up. Here it comes. Find out how many boosters you want. Go do the math. Figure out your strategy. And then tell everybody else that you have this and let them go do their strategy. That's it. Period. You go mind your business. Get your cake so you can eat it. Pay attention to what you're doing. Tell everybody else to do the exact same thing. Get their cake. Figure out what they want to do. And automatically, as they get machines, you get paid on those as well, giving yourself the extra income that I'm not even showing up here. This is not that difficult. I know people like to train and 90-day challenge and do all this work and go, 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 go. That's fine. You can do that. You can burn yourself. You can work yourself to near death. I choose not to. And the numbers speak for themselves. Now, there's people in here that are really going after it. I mean, going after it and doing way better than I am. I'm okay with these numbers. because I don't want to work hard. That's just not my thing. But I don't mind sharing with others. Hope I said something today that got your attention. Walter, back to you, my man.
We have the best company ever. Hey, Lace, tell us your experience with with BitHarvest.
Well, I'm just amazed with this company because of the fact that like I'm a stay-home mom, so I can actually stay home and not worry about my kids in my house because I've worked a lot of years of my life and I actually struggle more working than I am staying home. So for the mums out there, I reckon this is the best way for us to be able to create an income from home and be able to keep the home running how it should be without having to worry about everything else on top, of your time, excuse me, of making somebody else rich when you can just stay home and make yourself rich. I mean, there's a strategy here, but if you figure out your strategy, you'll figure out your income. And then your income will just come, and then you'll just be happy to stay home every single day like I am. So thank you, BitHarvest, for that. I really appreciate, finding this company because now I have peace of mind.
Thank you, Lace. I appreciate that. Let me show people what compounding looks like. Just because that's a strategy you can use in the with your team, with your account. Like Lace said, like Windell said. I just concern myself with what's going on with my account and I grow my account because then it pays me what I want it to do. The fact that I'm sharing is simply a bonus. It's not a requirement. Okay. So I'm going to share my screen. My screen would help if I could speak English. I'm going to share my screen at this point. I'm just going to show you screen one. All right. So on the back office, this is where you can buy a package. All right. So right here in the back office, it tells us the estimated daily earnings, and it shows us an English amount, how much in US dollars. So 4.25 to $12. And but the amount of Bitcoin is the one that we want. Okay. So 0.00042344 to 0.000127 Okay. So this is approximation of how much Bitcoin we get on per day for one booster. Okay. So let's just run some math for you guys. Okay. So you can see what I mean. Okay. So I don't know if you've ever heard of the rule of 72 before, but I'm going to tell it to you right now. The way the rule of 72 works is 72 divided by the interest rate will give you the interval at which the account will compound. Now, often at the bank, they'll say, hey, we're going to give you 3.75 interest rate per year. Okay, so 72 divided by 3.75 means that it'll take 19 years for that particular account to double. So, many people get like GACs and other things in the bank and they're, secured and they make a certain amount. So it'll take you 19 years to double your account. Okay. So that's, and they like to tell you that that's a really good interest rate. Something else. So let's say you've got an interest rate of, let's say 9% or 9% a year. So divided by 9 equals. So that would take you 8 years to double. Again, this is what most banks are offering you. Okay. So now let's compare that to a monthly interest rate. So this is a monthly 7.66 is the lowest end. So 772 divided by 7.6 is at the low end of the thing. And that would mean that it would take you on the low end about 9 months for it to double. And at the high end, let's do 72 divided by the other interest rate, the high end, so 22.99. And that gives you almost 4 months to double. Okay, so that's where we're getting the numbers from on how long it takes to double. And Sigmar didn't stick up his hand, so I will do that right now. I'll show you guys how to, again, how to compound. I think I had it open with the Excel document. Let me open it up here and see what happens. There we go. Perfect. Right here at the top. Okay. So the way this Excel document works is you can put in the date here, and the amount that you're putting in is just a guesstimations, but it's based on $4 a day. Okay. So it's a little bit, it's just we've taken an average of how much you make a day, and it's based on $4. Okay. So let's say we put in today's date for here. So 2024, 12, what day is it today? 11. Okay. So it goes on today's date. And let's say, for example, you start with $100, which is perfectly okay. How long will it take to double? In this particular case, in this example, it doubles the very next time, because from 1 shared to 2 shared, that's doubling. Okay. So if you have today's date, you bought one today, in August next year, it would then compound. Okay. So that's where I'm getting the numbers from. So doubling. But let's say that you decide to buy, well, let's use $1,000. Okay. So we'll put today's date here on there just for fun. Okay. And we're going to look at it a different way. So I'm going to slide down and I'm going to look at $2,000 here. Okay. $2,000 would be on the 25th in June as well. Okay. So that's, again, same time frame. Okay. But the way you can work this is it gives you a guide on let's say that you decide after a time frame. Well, here, let's use it another way. Let's say someone decides to put 20 boosters in. Okay. So they put 20 boosters in. Ugh, thing is sliding way too fast. They decided to buy 20 boosters for fun. Close enough. Okay. And you can't see my screen. Am I not sharing my screen?
Yes, you're sharing the screen. That person may be they need to either go out and come back in or figure it out on their end. No, your screen is sharing.
Must be on a phone. Just slide your page to the left, and you should be able to see the screen. Okay.
Yeah,
So
left
or left or right. Yeah. So on this example, okay, $20,000. Oops, let me slide up just a teeny weeny bit more. Okay, there we go. $20,000, and it would take you what this is showing you is how long it takes to be able to compound the account as quick as you can. Okay. And so the next date would be, as example, would be tomorrow, because you've already made 1 shared and you could add that to it. And so this chart is designed in such a way that you can compound as fast as you can mathematically your account. Okay. And it's also designed in such a way that, let's say, you get up to 50, 60,000, 60 boosters, let's say. Okay. Let's just use this number here. And you decide at this point in time that you decide to remove 10%, for example. Okay. And so what'll happen is it'll then say how much your output is per day, because you're compounding partially. And that's an okay goal. Okay. And so you're taking out $744 a day. Every $744 a month, and a year you'd be making $90,000, but you'd still be putting some of it back in. And so this allows you to be able to decide for yourself what kind of finances you're going to do, and how be able to go that. He actually followed your instructions. He went out and came back in. So all right. But let's just look a little bit further. Let's say how long it takes. Actually, let me clear this, because I don't know what people's goals are. Okay. But let's go down to, let's say you got 70 boosters. How much money would you be making at that point in time? Okay. Close enough. We'll just pick a number here. Okay. So based on this, your daily output is $277 a day. Okay. If you chose to put it back in, you chose to take some out. Let's look at this number here. So you'd be making it every 30 days, $8,000 a year. You'd be making $101,000. Well, that's super great. Okay. But let's say we decide to put back in 10% as well. No, I won't post the tool in the chat, but I'm willing, the owner of it gave me permission to give it to individual people individually, and I'm willing to do that. And so just contact me, send me a direct message, and I'll send it to you. And so let's say you take down 10%, and then what'll happen is well, gee, that withdrawal isn't massive. Like the difference is minuscule. But again, it's a tool to be able to see how compounding works. Like I said, the mathematically, the rule is 72. 72 divided by the interest rate gives you the amount of how long it'll take to compound. Okay, are there any other questions?
Real quick, Walter, just one thing with those charts and stuff. Guys, please remember these are just estimates.
Yeah.
It's an average. It's not set in stone. I know sometimes we don't say it, and God only knows who's on here. These little trolls that get in and do stuff, just make sure your language is right. And there's a reason why he said to contact him directly. That don't mean you get it and now you go put it on social media. That's not what that means. It means you get it. It's for you to do your calculation. Don't be blasting everywhere, putting everywhere, send it to everybody that asks you. So, and please make sure your estimated numbers, because that thing's built. I've heard it now a few times, and it's on $5 on X amount of Bitcoin, where I keep saying 3 to 5. So just remember, these are estimates. These are not set in stone numbers. Please just be a part of the team. Don't be a part of the problem.
All right. Hey, Claude, looks like you got a hand up sticking there. Would you like to unmute and ask me a question?
Hey, thanks again. Just a technical question, maybe you can answer. Is there a patent on this bit booster, and who owns it?
BitHarvest owns it, and yes, there is.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, we constructed we have the hardware and we have the software, and so we own both aspects of that, and so that's why there's no licensing fees. In addition to just simply buying one booster, you buy one booster and it pays for you for that time frame. Okay.
Hey, thank you. Great job, you guys.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Appreciate it.
Okay, so the price of how much Bitcoin you earn varies. Again, on this, we go back to, I'm going to share the screen again so you can see it. Back to the main screen. Okay, so the amount of Bitcoin that you make a day varies. There's 3 factors that can change how much you make a day. Number 1, the price of Bitcoin going up or down can change how much you make. Number 2, the number of jobs that are picked up, that are in the picked up by the miners, the number of jobs that need to get done, and the number of jobs that are picked up. These are all determining factors on how much Bitcoin you make a day. Okay. And so this is, I'll give you an example. Let me go to my, since you guys are looking at my screen, to my Bitcoin at the very first day that I had a machine. So I started on May 1st. Okay. And on May 2nd, my machine came live. And on May 3rd, as you see here, I received Bitcoin. And the amount of Bitcoin varies. So for example, the number I received on that day, so 0.00005881297. That's how much I received on that day. The next day, 0.000706889. Okay, different amount. The next day, 0.000083936. Okay, a different amount. And it varies. So, but the amount that I received, this amount, that value, that amount never, that's the amount I received on that day. Okay. But on that day, by the way, it was value worth of 30 cents a day. Okay. In Bitcoin. Now it says it's worth 59 cents. The next day I received 70 cents worth. The next day I received 88 cents. The next day after that, a little bit different. And so it varies. The amount of Bitcoin that we receive varies, depends upon those 3 variables. It's the price of Bitcoin, how many jobs need to get done, and how many jobs do we actually perform. Okay, so let's go to
Walter. Before you leave your screen, this is perfect, because I'm sitting there batting this around in my head. How can we make this clearer for people? Because I think people are still mixing up how much Bitcoin they're getting here versus once you have it in your wallet. So what Walter just showed is when he first signed up and he got basically 30 cents on a tenth of the machine, a share of the machine, 30 cents. Now it's 59 cents. Do y'all get that? If he took that off the platform, sitting in his wallet, Trust Wallet, wherever it is, While Bitcoin was going up, it went up. So that 3 to 5, that 30 to 50 cents we talked about, it surpassed that because it's sitting off the platform in your wallet. This is where people need to make that connection. People, because they be asking like, well, y'all said this and this and that with the numbers on the screen, but that's not what I'm receiving. Because you're looking at it right now here in the system. And it still shows in the system from May till now that 30 something cents would be worth 59 cents, almost 100% gain since May. So I hope that helps people realize and clarify that when it moves up and down here, that's because Bitcoin moves up and down. But when you have it off this platform and it's moving up and down, you're going up and down with it outside the system as well. It's not like you're not getting the amount you should get here. Because I think people are confusing that when they see the number change, be like, well, I didn't even make what they said. Well, that's why I always said 30 to 50 cents or $3 to $5. I haven't seen it go below 30 cents or $3 or $30 and any day. And I've seen it higher than 5 though. So yeah, that just wanted to throw that in there.
No, I appreciate that. But the thing, back to that statement is it's actually the Bitcoin that you're receiving. So we receive between 0.00004234444 Bitcoins to 0.000127332. That's between this range is the amount of Bitcoin that we receive, and the amount varies based upon the price of Bitcoin. But we still receive this amount of Bitcoin. This is the amount of Bitcoin we receive. And so the amount will go up or down. And so I know we talk in US dollars all the time, but we really shouldn't. But the reason why we do is just to make it easier for our brains, is because we all know how much that US dollar is. Okay. But you're actually receiving Bitcoin, and the amount of Bitcoin will vary based upon given day, and the value of the Bitcoin will also vary based upon a given day. And so let's go back to where I was going, to today. Okay, so let's just compare that to today. So today I have 5.5 boosters. Okay, because I haven't bought a booster. I haven't bought a share yet today. That's great. I'm getting around to it. No rush. I don't have to do anything. So no rush. So 5.5 boosters. Okay, and today I received, just looking at the numbers, so mining rewards on the 12th of December, that's today, well, tomorrow in Kuala Lumpur, $21 worth of Bitcoin, which was 0.000209686. Okay, so that's how much I received today on 5 boosters. A couple of days ago, it was $20. A couple of days before that, it was $18. A couple of days before that, it was $20 as well. Okay, so it goes up and down, up and down. And you can actually click on this and see every single mining machine that I've got, how much each mining machine produced, because it just simply adds up. Okay, so it's just that's how much the machine is producing a day, and it's super awesome, and it's passive. Now, okay, so you do see here that I've got ranking income because I do have some team members. Because I talked to a couple of friends and they really liked it, and they talked to a couple of friends and they really liked it, but there's no requirement. But as a result of doing so, for example, my ranking income, I got $39 yesterday. Again, 0.0039 Bitcoins. Again, this number doesn't change. A couple of days before that, it was $37. A couple of days before that was something else. Today it was $42. Wonderful. It's just that's really, really cool, because you buy the machine the one time, there's no additional fees. There's no additional monthly expenses. It's just the one-time expense. And in this case, I choose to take some of my funds, buy another machine, and I withdraw some. Take some of my funds, buy another machine. Windell, he's taking all of his funds and buying a machine. That's okay. You can do that. I've got another friend, he's taking all of his funds out. That's okay. You can do that. But there's no requirement to force you to buy more. And there's no requirement for, monthly setup fees, monthly costs. There's none of this monthly stuff. I bought the machine the one time and it pays me thereafter. And that, for me, is an ideal business, because then I can control 100% how much do I make between this range, and simply based on that range, I go, this is how many boosters I need. I need this number of boosters based upon that range. Like that chart that Windell showed, simply based upon what the range is I want, That's how many boosters I need to grow my account to. I can either start my account at that level, or I can grow it to that level. Whatever options. Okay, next question. Let's start off.
Walter, is there like a hash rate?
Sorry?
So is there a hash rate where you times your earnings with?
Yeah, sure. Let me do that. Let's go back here and here. Let me show you the screen.
So that's just another way to figure out how much you're going to earn every day as well.
Yeah, you can do that. Let's have a look at that. Okay. So 70 hash rate is the amount of rate it is for one booster. Okay. So it'll spool up to 70. And because I've got 5.5 devices, I can simply divide times 5.5 by 70, and that produces 380. Okay. And that's how much hash rate I am contributing to the process. That's how much I'm doing. And so every single booster, like if I buy another shared booster, which I'll do in a few days, probably later today, in fact, and so it'll be 5.6. Okay. That will be every single one increment that I do, that I add to the system. It just simply adds to the amount of production for me and what star level of me. Okay. So I'm not sure if this is a clear point that we have been talking about. Everything that we've talked about today has been passive income. Okay. Yes, I did show you that I have ranking income, and I'm at a star 2. Okay, so just to go there, so we go star 2. Doesn't matter. It's based upon the number of boosters on your team. So I got 5.5. I needed to have 90 to get to second star, and I have more than that. Okay, to get to the next rank, if I need to have 5 boosters, which I do have. And I need to have 270 boosters to get to the next rank, and two people at 2-star. So there is a process. You can get more money by having more team members, and that's okay. So since I'm here in my back office, let me show you some stuff that you need to work on. Okay. So the most important thing, let's go to the account. Okay. So here in the menu, click on account. And what you need to do is on day 1, when you have your account set up, when you get your account created, get in here, click on withdrawal address. Let's get your addresses. So click on address so that you can make your withdrawals. Withdrawal that's the whole reason why we're doing this, so you can make withdrawals, okay? Your USDT, BEP20 in there, make withdrawals. Let's do that. The reason why is because there's a 24-hour holdover period for when you put that information to then be able to withdraw. Okay, I make withdrawals all the time. And if you sit on your account and then you decide to put in the address, after a couple of months or whatever, and then the next day decide to pull it out after you're able to, you may get an email from technical support saying, hey, by the way, did you add this address to your wallet? Again, they just want to make sure that you weren't hacked, because we want to make sure that everyone is making the money and is able to withdraw. That's the whole reason why we're doing this. Okay. So to make it so easier for yourself, click on withdrawal address, add them. And then other things here I'll tell you about. So there are 2 passwords. Okay. One is to log into the account. That's this password. And when you set up your account, these 2 passwords are the same. If you change one of them, you only changed the one. The other one will remain the same. And so if you change the other one, that's okay. It's okay to have 2 different passwords. It just increases the amount of security level for your account. Okay. And the 2-factor authentication, that is you being able to send a message to the server, and it supplies a 6-digit code. And so the server is looking for information at the same time as you pass, and so it just increases the security on your account. Okay. What else can I show you? Oh, well, since I'm here, let's look at wallets. Okay. So things that you can do with your wallets. BTH is a token, and what it's done is 10% of the purchase price is bought using BTH and then burned afterwards. BTH, good token economics, is we're going to be converting this token into a coin. Well, we're going to be converting it into a blockchain first, and then into a coin, and then it will be traded on places like Binance and stuff. And so right now we can use it as a token to buy boosters, and so 10% has to come from that. when you deposit, you can just click on the wallet address, click on deposit, and you can send, either a flavor of USDT on the Binance network or on the Ethereum network or on the Tron network. You're only sending USDT, and you send that, it'll arrive, and then what you have to do is you click on convert, and that'll convert 90% of it to the purchase wallet. Transfer is just simply internally transferring from somebody who's on your team. That's what that's for, and it's a useful tool. Okay, but 90% of the cost of the booster comes from the purchase wallet and or the commission wallet and or the registry wallet. Okay, and so that's you have to add up how much you want to do. For the first time person, likely it'll all come from the USDT wallet, unless someone give you a gift of $27 or something. Who knows? But you just simply, the math is 90% has to come from the USDT, from the purchase wallet, from the commission wallet, and from the registry wallet. How you put it there is by clicking convert. Don't send a penny more than you need into the purchase wallet than what you need. Okay. And every day I do the same thing. I go and take some on Bitcoin, withdraw some, and I convert some into USDT. And then I come in here, convert some to purchase wallet, and then I buy another shared booster. Okay. To buy a shared booster, it's pretty easy. You just click on package, and then I've already shown you this page right here. This is the amounts that you earn per day, per month. Okay. And you can choose between buying a booster or buying a shared booster. And then click buy now. And then if you made a mistake, let's say, oh, I meant to buy a booster. Great, just change it, no big deal. Okay. And the amount here is the quantity. So let's say I wanted to make one booster and 2 shared. Well, under shared boosters, I can do that really easily. 1.2 there. Okay. And the number will display, and that's the 180 comes, 1080 comes from the purchase wallet, the commission wallet, and or the registry wallet, and the other 315 will come from the USDT wallet or the BTH wallet for that matter. Then you click on I agree, and purchase now, confirm, and you're good. Okay. So there's some brief stuff about the back office. Are there any other questions? Go talk to the individual that gave you this video. They care about you. They want you to have a good experience, just like they're having a good experience. Go talk to them. Go create your ID and get your account going. I would encourage you also to buy a booster. Look at your situation and determine what you can do and take action. If you don't take action, you're actually really losing money every day, because the power of the money that you're in, the currency that you have, is going down. And so every day you are losing the ability to buy stuff. Okay. You're losing the ability to pay for stuff. Go take action. Because if you take action, you now have a way to make money. You now have a way to circumvent the lowering price of the dollar. And you now have an ability to make money. You now have an ability to get out of the rat race. Your friend cares about you. That's why he gave you this video. Go talk to him. Have a good experience, just like the rest of us. Make some withdrawals and have a good experience. Have a great day. Talk to you in a bit.